Okay, heroes narrowly escape with the die roll. Can't complain about that. This opening hand, however, we can complain about. We certainly can't keep it. If we had an island, maybe we could keep it with the preordain, but even so, our only land is a Tectonic Edge. We literally cannot cast any spells in our hand. So that one's shipping to Paris. This second hand isn't exactly great, but with the two Explorers, we have Acceleration, which is something that our deck wants to do. But Explorer also digs through your deck, so it's kind of like having a baby preordain. Not a real preordain, but, you know, at least we're going to have something to do. And that's something that's going to start on turn 2, and there you go. Baby Preordain Accelerator.com has already dug us to a Primeval Titan. And by the way, against Forest, there's not much else that I would want than a Primeval Titan. This is pretty interesting. I've often preached that in a ramp-on-ramp situation, the guy who draws 2 ramp spells is going to be highly advantaged. And recently, people have said that Cultivate is one of the weaker of the ramp spells. So you can see here that he's got Cultivate, which is, in theory, a 2-for-1, but he's got nothing. We've played 2 minor power ramp spells, theoretically, and then POW, we're in the driver's seat with Primeval Titan. Obviously, we go for the double Tectonic Edge here. He hasn't shown an Eldrazi land yet, but doesn't mean he doesn't have one. Here's something that I hadn't seen before in mono green, which is Mimic Vat. At first, probably like you are right now, I was a little bit skeptical about Mimic Vat, but in fact, over the course of the 3 games that we play in this match, the Mimic Vat actually makes me alter my play quite a bit. It's pretty significant. So for example, he's playing a Primeval Titan right back. I can't attack into him because we'll both lose Titans, but he's going to have a Titan-making machine. So the Mimic Vat's very, very significant here. Luckily, I bruised him for 10 last round, and I'm just going to use Celestial Colonnade, hopefully kill him that way. Obviously, my last 2 mana are going to go into those Tectonic Edges and move up the Eldrazi lands he's got. As for Luminarch Ascension, I probably should have just left it in my hand. It's going to be worthless this game. Certainly, we're going to side it out. So if he's fidgeting on his mana a little bit, he's probably got the choice between, I don't know, Primeval Titan and holding back for a Summoning Trap. Certainly not going to trade here. I think he realizes here that the manlands are going to kill him. In hindsight, I probably should have brought in Negate. It stops some threats early, but then in some matchups where the opponent has a gigantic spell, like in this case maybe all his does, just say no. Okay, game 2 opens. We have a fine opening hand, but he's got Derogatory Speaker, which is insane, obviously. Top 10 magic card in Standard. We're going to play our island and not really have anything to do with it. I play Preordain, and we're going to split. We're going to keep Lotus Cobra and shove the other mana creature. The dangerous thing about him leveling up here and then playing another Accelerator is he's actually threatening a 6 next turn. We have 1 land in play. He's going to fidget with his lands a little bit, but ultimately he chooses not to play a bomb on his own turn, which is a shame because we've got that handy-dandy mind control. So our Lotus Cobra is going to give us mana for a Jace, which is always welcome. I thought about bouncing one of his creatures with Jace, but it's obvious he has a Summoning Trap, so it's probably a terrible strategy. I just drew. Okay, here comes his Summoning Trap, and it's just a Wormcoil Engine. Thank goodness it's not an Eldrazi or Titan. Now we've got a Primeval Titan as well. That's awesome because we've got the mind control. And there it is, mind control. And here comes a Mimic Vat. That Mimic Vat is going to prove very, very problematic. We can't attack or block really with the Primeval Titan that we stole, just because of his Wormcoil Engine. He did attack us first, so we've got an open to attack back with the Primeval Titan this turn. Post-combat, we're going to play a second Lotus Cobra. My thinking right now is that in order to win this game, we're going to have to get a lot of attackers, like significant attackers in place, and able to get through that Wormcoil Engine and Mimic Vat. So we need mana for that. He's got 0 cards in hand, so I figure, hey, let's play a Primeval Titan. Soon we should be able to attack. But no, from no cards in hand, he top decks Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre. Honestly, don't know if it's better to kill my Mind Control or one of my Primeval Titans. Either way, not a good finish. Okay, game 3, and our opening grip is awesome. If he doesn't have first turn Jiraga Tree Speaker, I think he'll have a very, very serious time winning this game. The obvious play was Birds of Paradise, I'm just going to make it. And no Jiraga Tree Speaker for him. Ooh, we have Mana Leak Mana 2? His second turn plays Overgrown Battlement, which is respectable, but not respectable enough to buy a Mana Leak. I could have played Jace, but I chose instead to slow play the Lotus Cobra. So why am I slow playing? For reasons exactly like this. He's got a Mimic Vat, we have a Counterspell. Now this turn, I can gladly play one of our big bombs. And in this case, it's going to be Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan isn't necessarily more powerful than Jace, but we're just going to get a lot of land in play and then have tons of operating mana. He's going to take a pretty good turn here himself. He's got a Tectonic Edge, so he's going to kill one of our special lands. Probably the Tectonic Edge, and probably after he levels up his Elf. He's got an open, so he's just going to edge our edge just fine. We get two more edges this turn if we want. We're pretty firmly ahead here. I'm just going to use Jace to press the advantage, take out one of his mana creatures, make sure he can't cast a Titan back and get back in the game. Then, hiya! And after a turn or so of this, he's going to say, enough of that. Hooray! Anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video about Mythic. For those of you who have been asking, more on this in my TCGplayer.com column this week. Thanks a lot. This has been Michael J. Flores.